see this 10-year plan. It's called the 7 non-negotiable. It's not to be compromised. You can't negotiate on it. It has to be done. So thank you once again. Thank you. Today, my plan begins.
The 16 regions of Ghana are bustling with untapped riches. Western region boasts of $412 billion in mineral resources. Water region holds $192.6 billion. Eastern region holds $174 billion. Together, our regions possess trillions in wealth. Ghanaians, this is our divine inheritance. Why should we sell our raw materials for a pittance? Why let others profit while we languish in poverty? This narrative must end now, and the 16th Regional Industrial Revolution is inevitable. The 16th Regional Industrial Revolution represents a groundbreaking shift in Ghana's economic paradigm, one that aims to harness the untapped potential of each of Ghana's 16 regions. This ambitious initiative will transform Ghana from a nation reliant on raw material exports to a powerhouse of industrialization and manufacturing, creating a self-sustaining economy with robust regional development. This revolution is our new economic drive, nation builder, knowledge generator, and job creator. Now envision a Ghana where our people isn't just a mind, but transformed into users. And picture bauxite turned into aluminium products and iron ore forged into steel, right here in Ghana, a country where hundreds of thousands of jobs are created for each region to extract, process, and distribute the region's mineral and agricultural resources. This is a call to arms to transform Ghana from a beggar into a manufacturer, processor, distributor, and controller of its own wealth, and to lead the rest of Africa to economic freedom. Water connection and a great eastern and western corridor railway. A true industrial powerhouse demands a revolutionary overhaul of distribution networks. Ghana, blessed with abundant water bodies, from vast seas to rivers, lakes, and streams, stand ready to harness this potential. The new force will lead the charge to drench our lands, forge connections, and establish a network of canals and inland harbors to transform Ghana into a bustling hub of trade and transportation. For decades, the river bar has yearned for the opportunity to carve a path to the coast, transforming into a vital canal that links and serves the heartlands of Ghana. The Channel River has the potential to be simultaneously connected to both the Water River and the coast of Olugu, creating a strategic waterway that enhances connectivity and boosts regional development. These waterways, complemented by strategically placed inland harbors, hold the promise of fueling our nation's growth by facilitating the efficient movement of goods. But, more importantly, Ghana will become the powerhouse of Africa, leading in regional and continental distribution, irrigation, and purification. On the ground, we intend to lay down our audacious railway network, spanning over 8,000 kilometers to cover the eastern and western corridors. Steel, born from our own industrial revolution, will be the backbone of this transformation. By harnessing the power of our waters and creating a vast eastern and western railway network, Ghana will rise as a gateway for commerce on the continent, driving economic growth and regional integration. This is not just a vision, it is an undeniable truth.
Unfortunately, due to time, we would have to prematurely end the video, but we would like to say thank you to Mr. Bediako excited for enveloping us into greatness this evening. And I believe that tonight has ignited a spark within all of us. I believe that every single one here, as we reflect on this incredible and powerful vision, we feel the need to unify to build a better Africa together. And now we would like to open up the conversation just briefly for a few minutes to all of you to comment on what we have heard here today. Our conversation about all the pillars that we discussed. Yes. Wonderful. So feel free if anybody would like to add something, ask questions. Yeah, we only have 5 minutes, so let's just.
Thank you for sharing the vision. I guess it's about education and working. Yes, get to few schools today has this educational program called School of New Africa. So I was just wondering if there's any plans or something in relation to that. If for the vision is more like a vision, they also have more.
So not yet, but I think that we don't restrict any sort of ideas and visions of these young people of today. We believe that they are very innovative, and so we first of all need to build a foundation that creates that sustainability in terms of economic growth in the country. And so everyone that would have some sort of ideas to follow on in the moment.
Take it away.
So, if we're going to take up,
Please speak up, please.
how can we industrialize our resources without exploiting the water bodies in Ghana?
Sorry, can you speak a little bit louder?
How can we industrialize?
Can you come to the front? Empowerment of the youth, that is what we like to see.
How are we going to industrialize the resources without exploiting
Awesome. Good. So, thank you very much. What's your name? Lena. So, we need to listen to our youth, and this is a great question to ask our youth. You can have a seat whilst I answer you. So, our water bodies are destroyed, and we don't very worried about it. Some of the youth are also worried about our safaris, our reserves, and our animals, and how we're destroying them. Because I realize that the young people of today will leave an ant to go by their way and do not the ant. Even if they're looking for sugar, they don't find the sugar. I believe that whatever that has happened to us with our water bodies, it's also what is going to make us build ourselves again. Now, I'd like to tell you a story about Kwame from Singapore. Sometimes in the 50s, 60s, this country, Singapore, Malaysians were bottling water and selling it to them. And the leader got up and said, no, this cannot happen to us. We need to purify our own water and be able to solve this problem. So they did purify their own water, only to find out a few months later they were supplying other countries around them. And that was the beginning of the story of Singaporeans. Today, it's become one of the best countries in the world. Cleanest, and everybody's going there to do the investment there. The point I'm trying to make is that we should not worry about our water being polluted right now because that has happened. It means that you have come across a problem. What makes the problem become profitable is when you are able to find a solution for it. So I am not seeing the problem as a problem. I'm seeing it as an opportunity for Ghanaians to find a way to actually re-purify their water and irrigate it and let it feed the land so it can feed our agriculture from the land, and then we add a machine to it so we can start industrializing the products. We need to bring ourselves out of this problem to become winners, to become giants, to become strong. So I want to encourage you, as you're growing, you're going to meet some problems. It could be in your house, it could be in your partnership, it could be in your education. That problem is supposed to lead you to a gateway of success.
You keep on talking about gold and lithium in Ghana, but in Adam we have a lot of salt. So what are you going to do about the salt?
So it's all industrialization. Like I said, the 16th industrial revolution is supposed to be regional. What our leaders didn't do is that they did not take the time to realize the potential of each region, because they did not care about the people. They cared about their positions. They cared about their politics. They cared about the party that led them to the positions that have given them the power to lead the nation. But that is taking advantage of people. Ghana has been taken for granted. You just need a leader that can understand that this is of value and this can create jobs. And this should not be deserted. This should not be left alone. The 15 regions that was left non-active, these are the same regions that I can tell you the world has extracted over trillions of dollars from these same areas. We left it. So definitely salt and everything within Africa would be asked. I'm sure my lady there wanted to ask a question. I'm so sorry. It looks like they're forgetting about you, but women are very important in our life. Please, gentlemen, we should always remember this. Mothers of the earth, please, can you go ahead?
Thank you. I think it's a beautiful way of working that you're presenting towards ownership of natural resources in Africa and reparation, restitution, wealth through a democratization of the means of production. What I want to ask you is, have you considered, once established ecotourism and the means of ecological sustainability, how can we work together, the Global South, in partnership with Latin America, India? How can we unite our forces in terms of our research, our development of technology, and also our commerce? So it's not mediated by Europe. We are in Europe, so we know that the commerce and a lot of the control is made through inherited colonial structures. So how can we work together?
Thank you very much. Thank you. So this is part of my speech. So it's going to go back to moving from the empathy, being sorry and apologetic, to the petition. My petition is that I'm actually inviting the world not to use their political influence over our political principles, but instead for us to build international commercial relationships. So whatever plant that we have in India, Latin America, or Northern America, or Southern Africa, whatever resources that we have created, any technological or innovative machine or plant that is helping, that is what we also want in Africa. So the relationship I want to have with the Chinese is not for them to come and search for gold on the lands of Ghana. It's for them to help us to fabricate the metal that we have as the iron ore. So we can transfer the iron ore and transform it into steel. And after the steel, we can now make the steel become a fabrication. And once we fabricate, we can now ask the Germans, who are very good with mechanism, to put the engine inside the machine. So it's partnership in the world. So we can all move forward. That is my petition. I am asking for this not only from China, not only from England, but from the world. That all of you should consider Africa, that we are the last continent on this planet Earth that have not been developed. We have been undermined against our own ability and stability. Just because of what we have, people want it, but people do not want to partner with us to show us how that can be refined, how we can do it with a greener system, without damaging our water bodies, without destroying ourselves. So this is a great question you asked, and the petition answers it. I am asking for this from the world, and I think Africa's gate is open for international relationships. Thank you. But yes, they can continue the rest on Twitter, right? I will let the lady choose.
So I've got a question about the technology pillar. Obviously technology is quite dear to my heart, and the technology is at its heart. How does Africa, or particularly Ghana, uptake with technology? If you look at Africa, you hardly see any data centers. all the data centers in either Europe or the Americas, and we have vast land. How do we incorporate renewable data centers, T1 connections, to be able to,
Harness technology.
harness the technology and educate our youth? Because, we're kind of being left behind. If they don't have access to fast computers, fast networks, they can't learn. They don't have labs.
All right, thank you very much. So again, I'm saying industrialization is what is going to be the foundation of building the technology hub. Now, you started with data centers. When you look at our pillars, okay, one of the things we want to do in our technology hub is to build a data center. The data centers need a lot of energy. It has to be -2 in a data center room. So you need energy to power that data center. If we Africans do not have energy at a good tariff, the price, we can never do that. And so we intend to build data centers that would not only store our information, but would mine. It will mine coins, digital coins. It will mine tokens. So looking at the 1.8 or 2.5 trillion crypto world, we can harness all their tokenizations for them and mint their tokens for them. Okay, that's just one part of the technology hub. The other part is actually industrializing the resources like lithium and using lithium to create laptops and cobalt to create laptops. We own the minerals. So how come we can only buy the computers and phones from outside? What happened? There's a vacuum. We've missed something out on education. Again, that's what I'm saying. Now, if the world might not hear me properly, I am saying that this is the wisdom that I brought, that it would develop nations and countries. And I'm not going to force it. I am going to implement it, because manifestos are meant to be implemented. They're not meant to be printed as a cut and paste, but it never happens. There have been so many promises from the leaders of Africa. However, they have never been able to implement what they have promised. I don't want to live by promises. I'm telling you that you need a technology hub because you have to make it a part of your purpose to make sure that it's established. They have it in America. The Silicon Valley is not as big as a technology hub, but yet it's controlling almost half of the world. And they have workers in India, in China, and in England and all parts of the world. We Africans should try and strive to do this. And it's possible, and it's going to happen by any means necessary. We will do it. We will make sure that our children will understand the value of our resources first, and also know the value of themselves playing a part of this industrialization growth. Because every country in this world was only built based on the industrial vision. You can check every region, every continent. The history of it becoming a global power was through industrialization. Even technology is still being built through industrialization. Thank you.
I think on that note that we are finishing up the event. I'm sure there is plenty more time to have amazing conversations and learn more. Thank you so much for being here tonight. It truly was our pleasure, and we hope to see you soon.